What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 41 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, man?
We finished our PokePod Cup, finally.
Yeah, I mean...
It took a little bit.
About a month. A month is about what I expected. So.
Yeah. We finished it, ended up with a winner and a loser. First loser, technically. Winner was Laz, who ended up actually not being part of PokeSports before this.
Yeah, from my understanding, him and a couple other guys from
I could probably name them all, because I watched them on the Mediterranean Cup. So it's Pastor, Axel, Laz, and Blade Runner.
Yep. I believe they all played the exact same team as well.
No, they did not all play the same
okay.
team.
But yeah, they had basically heard of PokeSports, and so majority of them joined them. Blade Runner joined us, and
Pastor was technically unaffiliated, but I think they threw him in as PokeSports.
Yeah.
He had never actually joined a group, but I think he put PSP as his tag in the forum.
So it's like, alright, cool, that works. So
big shout out to the Greek community for coming and playing with us. We really enjoyed having you over here.
For sure. So let's talk about the team.
You want to talk about the team? We can talk about the team.
So this is kind of similar to what you've been playing on Laddering this week with Dragonite weakness policy shenanigans, with Heatran Suicune. Their grass type is Kartana versus Rillaboom. Then they have a very offensive Tapu Koko, and instead of Comfey to pair with Dragonite, we have Sylveon.
Yep. Notably, when I first started doing the Suicune Heatran thing, I had Kartana as the other one because it's just but then it was just like doubly weak to fire, and I didn't like having Vest on it. I wanted to do something else, so then I just swapped it for Rillaboom, which I ended up liking Rillaboom more. But this team is very hyper aggressive. Like, this is a very offensive team. Suicune's there to deal damage. Tapu Koko's there to deal damage. Everything deals damage in some shape or fashion, and so there's like a lot of just like, what's the lead?
Like even the support Suicune's just Scald, Ice Beam, Snarl you.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is probably the
it's like the 116,
the 116
special,
special attack and whatnot set with Citrus Berry, and it's just like its job is to deal damage as that Tailwind, and that's all it does.
Yep. To be fair, that's what Suicune basically does. I think I've played with variants of Suicune that have like Helping Hand as well, and like Protect, and it feels okay. It feels like a worse stall Pokemon compared to like Entei. But as a result, you also have Tailwind, so you can go turbo fast when you need to. Whereas Entei has Will-O-Wisp and Sacred Fire to
neutralize,
to get burns guaranteed compared to Scald. That's just like, oh, we have a chance.
Yeah, which I get a lot more Scald burns than I do anything, than I do hitting Will-O-Wisp.
I'll tell you for free, man. I've been playing with Entei again, which we might talk about. Who knows? I've been playing with Entei again this week, specifically like today and yesterday, and I don't think I've missed a Sacred Fire burn yet. It's just absurd.
I mean,
I've missed exactly one Sacred Fire, and it didn't matter because they were already burnt.
Just needed to do the damage. But yeah, their Dragonite Sylveon is pretty similar to what I've been doing with Dragonite Comfey. Sylveon has Quick Attack, which is priority Fairy type attack to trigger our policy on our Dragonite, and then Dragonite just deals tons of damage to him.
I actually really like the Dragon Dance.
I do too. It lets you go max HP, max attack, and then you can still outspeed things later.
Not only that, but it also makes it where Dragonite's a threat outside of Dynamaxing if you need to do something else. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, it still is max guard when you Dynamax.
My one complaint about that is just like, as I found out with Dragonite, there is so much just random ice coverage, and sometimes you need to protect.
Yep.
Also, max HP Dragonite does not tank things very well.
Worse than I anticipated.
Yeah, if it goes down, it goes down. Like, a lot of the time. It'll go down to almost any rock-type move. It'll go down to usually pretty good, strong electric-type moves. It'll usually take it down, too. Like, it's not as bulky as I was thinking it would be.
Yeah, I've been obviously on stream with Jeff a lot here lately. Mm-hmm. We played your Dragonite Comfey team, And just like one of the conclusions we came to is, okay, these other 4 feel really good. Dragonite Comfey feels kind of clunky, but when it's good, it's insane.
Yeah, that's kind of like the idea.
It's a 2 or a 10.
Yeah, like Dragonite Comfey is, if they can't beat it, it's what you bring. Otherwise, these 4 mods are really, really good together.
And that's kind of the thing. It was that came up a lot. It's just, okay, well, this has ice coverage, this has rock coverage, this can prioritize you. It's just like, well, we can't bring it here, so I guess we're bringing these 4 in some variant.
I've been unimpressed with Scarf Nidoking. I've been just like short on damage rolls every time.
Yep, that was one of the things. Actually, Jeff really liked the Nidoking, and I did too. It was originally something that we were working on to counter the Gigas team that's been running around of just like Feint plus Earth Power, but because you don't have Sheer Force, you're just short of damage.
Yeah. Instead of Nidoking, they're playing Coco here.
Which honestly feels about... It does basically what you want Nidoking to do.
It does the same thing. It deals a ton of damage.
But you can Dynamax this way.
Yeah, you can Dynamax it and not feel terrible. Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Volt Switch, and Protect with Life Orb there. You're going to hit like a truck no matter what.
Am I crazy for wanting Light Screen instead of Protect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because outside of Dynamax, you're very frail and you have no way to actually keep yourself alive.
I'm assuming this is just like max special attack, max speed.
Yeah. Like, set up a Tailwind, swap Coco in, Coco outspeeds everything, just spam Dazzling Gleam or Thunderbolt and Volt Switch out if you need to.
Yeah, see, my Coco is the complete opposite in the
Use
spectrum.
the super support, yeah.
Super bulk and click screens and electro web things.
Which is funny because my Suicune is the complete opposite of this one. Which mine is super bulk. Snarl's the main move you click, and Scald is there just to pick up burns. And then we have Tailwind and Protect just because we need to stall out games.
What do you think of the Ancient Power on Heatran?
I don't know. Getting Omni Boost seems really, really good.
I ran into it a couple times on Showdown the last couple days. And when the Omni Boost happens, I just go, okay. Bang. Just like, I don't care about that. Like, I'm lowering your special attack, I'm lowering your speed.
I'm going to hit you with something super effective anyway.
Like, I don't care about what you're doing. So the real question is Rockfall better than Steel Spike? And I think the answer is no. I personally like Steel Spike more, but I also like bulking up in this current format.
Yeah, being bulkier is usually better. Rather than... Ancient Power lets you pick up KOs on, like, Focus Sash mons with your Rockfall. That's like the one thing I can think of.
But, like, at the same time, like, it also hits, like, Moltres super effectively, which can be important. Like, opposing Dragonites, like, all the flying types in the format you can hit. If, like, the big ones are, like, Celesteela, which you already have Heat Wave for. Moltres, which now we have Ancient Power for. Which, honestly, Coco answers all of those super effectively anyway.
Yeah. That
I don't feel the need for Ancient Power. Like, I think I'd rather just have the Steel coverage, because outside of Kartana, we don't have it. Like, sure, Smart Strike hits like a truck, especially coming from Kartana, but... Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of Kartana, I've just never been impressed with Assault Vest Kartana, but that's what we have right here. Leaf Blade, Sacred Sword, ARA, Smart Strike is just the common set. You don't even see Night Slash anymore or any other weird coverage moves.
Like, I know historically in, like, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you would see, like, Focus Sash Kartana just so you can guarantee KOs. Like, get a KO, get your attack boost, KO another thing, and then go down. I don't think that... Kartana feels really weird in this format. Because, again, it feels either absolutely insane or god-awful.
Yeah, it's kind of where I've been at on it, too.
Like, which is why I've really liked Rillaboom, because you can still put out a ton of offensive pressure while also providing fake-out support, while also being bulky.
Yeah.
And not being 4 times weak to fire.
Yeah. But that's what we have Heatran for. Heatran just swaps into any fire-type attack towards Kartana and just eats it alive and just takes it like a champ. So yeah, that's the first place team. The second place team here is our own Xenoverto. which congrats to him for coming in second.
Absolutely insane run.
Great run. I know he feels bad about it, like not winning at all, but still great run overall. Lapras, Incineroar, Spectrier, Clefairy, Celesteela, and Comfey. We were just talking about Celesteela. It's just like this bulky steel type, and it does the job.
This is the Celesteela set I think of when I think of Celesteela. Just Leech Seed, Berry. I think personally I like Leftovers more than Berry, but that's also super personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
I think between like Leech Seed, Leftovers, and Protect, you just regain so much of your HP it's impossible to take you out.
Celesteela is very popular right now in the was very popular in the Players' Cup, and we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's funny because Ferrothorn was really popular in the first one, and this is just better.
Better Ferrothorn. Did we talk about Ferrothorn last week?
Yep.
Yeah. So everyone knows my thoughts on Ferrothorn in the current format.
Yeah. Talk about it a little bit.
It feels weaker than Celesteela.
I personally like special Celesteela more than physical Celesteela. That's just me.
Same.
Having Heavy Slam as your like move is kind of like if you stuck against a Dynamax that's flying type, you're kind of just like I have to Leech Seed you, and that's all I can do.
Okay, guess I'll die. Whereas with special, you have access to like Flamethrower and Flash Cannon.
Yeah.
So it feels fine.
Yeah.
Personally, I like special more, but who am I to say? I've also played exactly 0 games with Celesteela, ever. Played a lot against it, never played with it.
Comfey is mimicking a grass type here with just Giga Drain, Floor, Healing, Trick Room, and Protect.
Do we have... Oh yeah, we have policy on Lapras.
Yep.
Duh. I'm smart.
Our Lapras is our weakness policy center. This is Gigantamax Lapras with Freeze Drive, Perish Song, Hydro Pump, Protect. This is fairly common Gigantamax set.
I actually have nothing to say about Lapras. We've talked about it for 41 episodes at this point, so...
Yeah, it does its thing. The Pokemon I want to focus on here is Spectrier. One of the things I learned about the Rumble last weekend is Spectrier could actually be bulky.
Dynamax Spectrier is a real threat that people aren't prepared for.
It could actually deal some damage. Notably, Grimnay just like picking up KOs with Shadow Ball, and then just like Grimnay just goes off, and it's just like, oh, okay, well now I'm just actually dead. That's
one of the things that is fantastic with specifically Spectrier. Like Spectrier Clefairy feels a lot like PZ Clef in the last format.
Yeah.
Where, okay, Helping Hand, KO you, now I'm boosted, now it doesn't matter what Clefairy does. Now Clefairy can click Follow Me and prevent you from KOing your Spectrier while you just sit there and pick up KOs.
Yeah.
And in the case that Clefairy doesn't survive, then you just bring in Incineroar or Celesteela, and whatever other Mon is on the field is -2, -3 defense, and you just clap them. They just go away.
Yeah. Spectrier is definitely a hyper carry in this shell. Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, and Protect is very, like, this feels very Porygon Z-esque.
Yeah,
plus, it's being a ghost type, just like its resistances and like are fantastic. It's like you can't hit me with a neutral type attack, you can't hit me with fighting.
Can't clap me, but I can clap you.
Yeah.
And like the big downside to Spectrier has always been its coverage, but honestly, Shadow Ball Dark Pulse hits enough.
Yeah, like something is going to hit neutrally and it's going to blow you up between Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, and Hyper Beam.
And not only that, but Shadow Ball lets your partner Pokemon hit harder because of the defense drop. Dark Pulse lets you hit harder on the subsequent turn. Hyper Beam slows them down so you can outspeed them if they're faster than you. Mm-hmm. Cool. But, like, this game is over.
Yeah. Next up here is Assault Vest Incineroar, which is not something we're used to seeing, but I believe Assault Vest is now probably the more common set compared to what was Safety Goggles in Season 5.
I know Pikalytics just updated their stats yesterday. Let me pull it up because I haven't actually looked today.
This is a Flare Blitz Snarl U-Turn Fake Out set, which is pretty common for Incineroar. Like, you have fire type of damaging attack, Snarl, way to get out if you need to get out, and then Fake Out to just get them.
Assault Vest is 4th most common behind Aguav and Figgy, and then the one that kind of threw me off, Shuka.
Yeah, there's a lot of Max
Shuka
Quake.
and Sin.
There's a lot of Max Quake running around still.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I would rather just have the Pinchberry because mostly you could maybe live them. Like, outside of, like, weakness policy Max Quakes, you can live everything.
Yeah, usually.
Especially with this EV spread, you should be able to bulk up and take hits. Notably, like, the attack investment on this one means that you're going to be dishing out more damage than the typical Incineroar set. I believe the typical one is like 20 attack. We're also Adamant, which I believe most common is like Relaxed or Sassy.
Careful or Calm.
Yeah, there you go. Relaxed and Sassy are the
defenses and special defense minus speed.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I couldn't think of the
which you don't want to be minus speed anymore. The minus speed in Incineroar is bad. You want to be trying to outspeed everything. This is why I speed crept my Rillaboom to 117.
Which is faster than basically every Incineroar.
Unless they're timid or jolly.
Yeah.
Like,
they had to be timid to outspeed you.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, that means you're super frail.
Bang.
Clap them. Yeah. That's just how this works.
But yeah. Again, congrats to Xeno and Laz for taking the top 2 spots there.
Yeah, hell of a run from both of y'all, so.
We ended up with 4 overall, like 2 in the top 4, which was really, really good as well. So, we're going to go look at some bigger data points here. Notable, like, usage stats here out of the 180, like, total Pokemon, and then, like, the 30 teams. 13 of the 30 teams at Tapu Fini.
It's absurd.
That's not surprising, though.
Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised.
Tapu Fini has been this number the entire way through. It has been about this 44 to 45% all the way through. Incineroar at 11 teams. Thundurus and Comfey at 9. Moltres, Metagross, Kartana at 8. Glastrier at 7. Rotom Heat at 6. Dusclops at 6. Urshifu, Single Strike at 5. Landorus, Therian at 5, Heatran at 5, Clefairy at 5, Rillabooms and Celesteelas at 4, T-Tar, Coco, Suicune, Rotom Wash, Rillaboom, G-Max. Okay, so there's 7 Rillabooms technically because of the way it split it up for PokePaste. So there's 7 Rillabooms. So there's 7 Glastrier and 7 Rillabooms. I'm
assuming because Rillaboom and Max Rillaboom?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But there's a ton of 3s here. Cresselia, Dragapult, Excadrill, Gyarados, Raichu, Regieleki. And then we get down into the 2s and whatnot, and it gets all kind of funky. And then the singles here.
I just sent you a team for Team of the Week. If and when we get to that point.
We'll get to that point. Notable ones here is like there's a 1 Togekiss, 1 Milotic, which we kind of talked about this like when we went over the graphic. And kind of got to see it because it's kind of broken down for us, but not really. Didn't realize there was 2 Spectrier in the top 30.
Not gonna lie, I didn't realize there was 2 Serena. Like, you want to talk about a Mon that has fallen off the face of the earth? That honestly, I don't think Serena has ever gotten the respect it deserves. It is, when it is good, it is absolutely insane.
It didn't help that Serena came out in the same generation as Kartana.
Did it?
Serena is Gen 7.
I thought it was Gen 6.
It's one of the signature moves, with one of the signature Pokemon, Steenie.
Huh.
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was Gen 6.
No, Gen 6 was, what is the signature grass type in Gen 6? I can't remember. But yeah, Serena's 7 because it's the tropical, because you go to Lush Forest.
Oh yeah, because you get
the signature, you get Trop Kick. It's also the signature Pokemon of, what's her name?
Thing. Yeah. Mallow.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that actually
that's
right?
Actually it, yeah. It's Mallow's signature Pokemon. What you're thinking of is like Lurantis and Fomantis being the signature, because that's what the totem Pokemon is.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's not Serena's not the totem Pokemon.
Lame. Serena's still great.
I mean, if Serena was the totem Pokemon, it was going to be busted.
I mean, it's still great. But, honestly, it hasn't ever seen as much play as I think it would because Indeedee exists in this format. Like, as always existed. Indeedee being able to shut off Fake Out and every other priority move with Psychic Terrain is much more usable than Serena. And, like, the redirection is more relevant. And then it got expanding force, and now it can also deal damage. And Serena got triple axle, which honestly is really good for additional coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, honestly, you are already playing wide lens on it some of the time. Personally, I like to Assault Vest more on it anyway, but...
There's also a million other grass types ahead of it.
That's the other thing. It's like...
Like, even if you go back, if you don't count Gen 8 and go to Gen 7, where it was actually, like, in there, like, you still had access... Like, you ended up eventually having access to everything. So you had access to Venusaur, you had access to...
Yep.
Kartana, you had access to all these other grass types, and just, like, Serena just didn't stand out. It just didn't have the stats to stand out.
Which sucks, man, because it hits like a truck.
Yep. It just can't take a hit back, usually.
Well, you know.
Especially right now, where there's tons of max airs and max spires.
And that's another thing that's always been a problem for it is max airstream's really good. It doesn't line up well against max airstream.
No.
In any capacity. So...
It also doesn't help that when, like, Glastrier's is, like, a bunch of
the best Trick Room sweeper in the
there's
format.
There's Galarian Moltres, which is real popular.
Which is, one of the better hyper-offensive threats in the format.
Thundurus is very popular.
Is another hyper-offensive threat that it doesn't line up well against.
None of
keep going.
Like, just, it doesn't want to see
Incineroar, Landorus both have Intimidate, which, like, it doesn't like.
It doesn't like that at all.
Heatran, like...
Yeah.
Rillaboom just claps it. Not really, but it's just, it does that grass type better.
Yeah.
Urshifu punches it. It lines up okay against Feeny.
Yeah.
Kinda.
As long as it's, like, not Specs Feeny.
As long as you don't, miss your drop kick.
Yeah, as long as it's not Specs Feeny and you don't miss your drop kick.
That's another problem with it is it misses so many attacks. Because everything it plays is like 70 to 90 accuracy.
Okay. So now that we've kind of gone through usage status, I want to kind of look and see, like, what are the cores?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm skipping 6, 5, and 4 because they're just teams at this point.
Yeah.
That's just like involved
legitimately.
Teams. I'm looking at 3s and 2s specifically.
Well, I'm really familiar with the Comfey Metagross Moltres.
Yeah, like that's something we were working on ahead of time, and
well, not only did I play it, but my opponent top 30 was also playing it. Yeah. So I know this core pretty well. It's kind of great. I love it, and it's a very good offensive core.
Yeah, it covers a lot of just like resistances and weaknesses for each other. One of the bigger things I'm seeing for Moltres right now is, like, you can start running, like, Ancient Power on your Moltres to just pick up KOs on fire types that scare Metagross, which is cute. Also gives you an answer to Rotom Heat. The next big 3 core here is Incineroar, Thundurus, Tapu Fini, which that all feels similar as well.
That is, yeah.
Like, Fini keeps Thundurus, keeps Incineroar, like, just Fini keeps Incineroar from being, like, status down and paralyzed and just broken down to where it can't do anything. Thundurus hits like a truck, and Incineroar kind of just, like, weakens the damage that Thundurus and Tapu Fini are going to take from physical attackers. Specifically Rillaboom. Notably, the other core after that that's popular is Rillaboom, Thundurus, Urshifu, which kind of fits the same thing. The one after that is our guys. Glastrier, Raichu, Gyarados.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Is this not common?
I know for a fact those are all of ours.
To be fair, I have not seen a Gyarados literally at all outside of our guys doing it.
3 of them made it. So
I have played a lot on Showdown. I've played a lot on Kart. I haven't seen a single Gyarados. That's a lie. I've seen one, and it got burnt, so it didn't do anything. It got burnt inside of Misty Terrain.
Looking at other notable cores here, there is a fun one here for, we were talking about how Lapras and whatnot. There's a Lapras, Clefairy, and Celesteela core. That's 2 of them. There's 2 of them at that.
There's also, there's Comfey, Clefairy, Celesteela, which I'm assuming those are all the same team.
Yeah, it's the same team, just listed in different orders.
Let's see. Spectre, Compe, Celesteela, that's Xeno's thing. I'm assuming that's a pretty similar team.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to be a betting man.
Looking for something weird. I was looking for Tyranitar. There's a Tyranitar core. That's one.
Yeah, Control F.
I'm gonna say, yeah, we can just find Tyranitar. Maybe. Tyranitar. The only 3-mon core containing Tyranitar is Tyranitar, Excadrill, Rotom, Heat. Outside of that, the next one is the pairing of Excadrill and Tyranitar.
Huh.
Which I believe, if I remember correctly, there's only like 2 Tyranitars anyway.
Yeah, that sounds correct. There's 3.
There's 3. So the other ones weren't playing. The other one wasn't playing Excadrill. That's what I'm gathering from that information.
What about Tyranitar and Dracovish? Is there any of that in Top Cut?
Don't think so. I think you knocked them all out.
I know I played against 2 of them. I can't remember how much more past that there were. Can you do Dracovish? Did we talk about Dracovish at all in the... I don't think we did. When we were talking
I'm
about
literally just
Single
looking through Tyranitar. I don't see one yet.
I don't see it at all.
Yeah, there isn't one.
Huh.
I think you knocked them all out.
Wicked.
There's Dragapult, but no Dracovish.
What about Dracovish in general?
Nope.
0. Cool.
Like I said, I think you knocked them all out.
If not all of them, most of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the PokePod Cup. It was a lot of fun. We're hoping we can do another one. Notably, there were 2 teams. There's 2 teams that were duplicates. One of them was the Incineroar, Thundurus, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Metagross, Tapu Fini team, which was what the Pokesports guys. I think that was Angelos, Tofu. They have a report up on Pokesports.com.
This is not Angelost.
That's not the team?
No. Because I played Angelost.
No, you played Angelo.
Correct.
Yeah, you didn't play Angelos. You played Angelo.
Look, man, there's too many of them.
Angelos's real name is Pierre.
There's too many of them.
But you can find the team report on Pokesports.com. They did a real good write-up.
They also have a Damage Calc and Team Builder on their website now, from my understanding.
Is the Team Builder live? The Team Builder wasn't live last time I was on there.
I believe I got a notification today saying it went live. So
okay. And then the other team is Xeno's team. There was another duplicate of that one, which I don't know who played that. I wonder who played the other duplicate of that one. Oh well. We'll find that out probably later on. My Discord is blowing up. Let's see, I'm going to grab the team that you sent me.
One of the guys in Jeff's Discord just said that he took him 30 eggs for him to get a shiny Grookey.
Yeah.
Overgrow.
Aww.
Like, well, at least you can fix that. Like, at least that one you can fix. I'm like, yeah, it took me 5 shinies to get mine with the thing. With hidden ability.
Yeah. I don't remember how many I did. I know I hatched an Overgrow, and then 5 eggs later hatched the HA.
Mine took me close to 2,400 eggs.
There you go.
Yeah. Not nearly as many as Amistar. Oh, Amistar was pretty close.
You had 75?
73 full boxes.
So that's 73 times 30, 210 plus 90 is 300. So
20, just under 2,200 eggs.
Yeah.
For one shiny. Not hidden ability, not nothing, just one shiny.
A shiny.
Yep. I got 5 Grookies in that time.
Ready to talk about Players' Cup?
Rock and roll.
Okay, so we were setting up the Players Cup regional finals would have been the day before this episode goes live.
Yeah, it happens Sunday. Meaning, are they doing entire top 16?
They're doing everything.
Okay, so this is going to be the finals.
This is the end of
cool.
it. Yeah.
So next week we're going to have the finals announcement and all that good stuff. But these are the teams that are in Top Cut.
Yeah,
these are the global finals.
Yeah. So we've got Nick Navarre from North America, Donald Smith Jr., Benji Wang, and Wolfie Glick. Notably, a lot of those names probably sound familiar. Benji was the notable creator of the Nut Core.
I was gonna say, I definitely know him from something, but I can't remember what.
He's also, I believe, was second place in Dallas regionals this year.
I believe so.
Wolfie Glick, from Wolfie VGC on YouTube.
Yeah.
Very world champion.
Anyone who has watched any VGC content knows Wolf at this point.
Donald Smith is normally the guy on Twitter you see who gathers all these teams for us.
Okay.
He's usually the person who is picking up all the teams. He'll find them on Twitter, he'll get them compiled for us, and then gets them all listed out. I'm not sure who Nick is.
I actually don't know them either. So, North American teams, let's just jump in here. So, first one here, the Nick Navarre.
This is Sunroom.
Yeah.
This is the easiest. It's Torkoal, Venusaur, Glastrier, Dusclops. Those four are very popular together, even though it's Glastier's kind of big glaring fire weakness, and Torkoal kind of helps that instead of hinders it. You don't really care
doesn't
too much.
matter.
You just set Hail afterwards, and it doesn't really matter. Supported here with the Grimmsnarl, which I'm assuming this is just Grimmsnarl with Fake Out and probably Spirit Break. Could also be Trick if you want to do something with that.
Dude, I haven't seen Trick Eject Button in forever, so I doubt that's...
It's more Trick Iron Ball or Trick
Lagging Tail. Lagging Tail is
or
really...
Full Incense. That's the other one.
They're the same item. Lagging Tail is extremely good because if they want to Trick Room, they always move last. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
If they Tailwind, it doesn't matter. They're moving last. It doesn't matter the amount of speed control they have. It cripples them. Mm-hmm. So, the big thing about it is it takes a turn to activate.
Yeah. It's not an immediate thing.
For whatever reason, even though the rest of the speed tiers are automatic.
Because it doesn't affect speed.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. Everything else affects speed.
So does Iron Ball trigger automatically?
Yep.
Immediately? Okay.
Iron Ball has your speed immediately. That's because it's dynamic speeding. The same way Tailwind works, the same way if Trick Room managed to get set up turn one, the slowest Pokemon would go first. The slowest Pokemon would then go next. That's just how speed dynamic speed works. Landorus here is just incidental coverage and
it's just
intimidate.
Good. Yeah.
Benji's team here is it's Nut. It's the Nut team. We played this on laddering, 3 weeks ago now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'd be 3 weeks ago. Urshifu, Clefairy, Cortana, Thundurus, Nihilego, and Rotom Heat. If you wanted to go watch people play it, you can probably find 500,000 videos on YouTube of people playing this team. It was
specifically, you can find us playing.
Yeah, you can find us playing it. You can find other people playing it. It's everywhere. It's been everywhere. It's been talked about to death probably for the past 2 weeks as the hyper offensive team to beat. Really?
Oh, even longer than that. It's been going on for at least a month now.
Yeah,
if not longer. It definitely picked up after Benji posted this and said, "Yeah, this team's good." So,
moving right along here with Donald and Wolfie's teams, which are both very, very similar. They are Glastrier, Dusclops, Moltres, Feeny teams with just varying levels of support. Donald has G-Max, Grimmsnarl, and Amoonguss, whereas Wolfie has Regieleki and Kartana to round out their teams.
So, Grass type plus support screens.
And G-Max Snooze.
True. Snooze works way better than Eleki for just night-night.
Yeah.
I have thought about this a lot the last week, and I don't think I've told anyone this. I want to play offensive Grimmsnarl because no one expects it.
You're too frail, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Is
if you don't invest in your bulk that you need, you just die.
But you want to outspeed things, so you need speed. But
You also want to invest in your attack because your attack is stupid high. It's 120, I believe, base 120. So you want to put points into that as well, and so then it's just like, well, I have nothing for my HP or any of my defenses.
I might need to talk to Evan about doing Sneasel Grimmsnarl things in the current format. Just to screech some things and get some KOs that way, but I don't know, man. It probably is not good in the current format.
Yeah.
Whereas historically it's been fine and something that you could do, but I think the format is just too bulky and too fast for it to be viable anymore.
Wolfie's grass type is very offensive. So that's
notably,
that's the difference.
Yeah, the big thing of Cortana being extremely fast, very offensive, whereas Amoonguss is very slow, works in Trick Room, wants to do things there.
Wants to be supported.
Also allows you to set up Trick Room more reliably with Rage Powder. Yeah, they do very different things.
Yeah.
Like you said, Cortana is very offensive. Amoonguss isn't.
Wolfie Glick's team is much better being fast. Donald's team is much better being slow. I'm
interested to see how both of them do.
Yeah. Moving on to European over here. Miguel Pedraza Caballero. I can't read that.
Caballero.
Yeah. I have to get new glasses. I cannot read on that yellow background.
Caballero.
Yeah. Dragapult, Rillaboom, Celesteela, Water Urshifu, Gigantamax, Indeedee, and Colossal. This really screams old Santiago's team.
Yeah, it's literally what this team is, right? Just minor upgrades.
We have Celesteela over what was in that slot before.
P2?
Something like that, maybe?
Because that was no, it was originally Dusclops.
Yeah,
because
that must be what it is. It's just bulky Pokemon that spine and Trick Room and just stalls out the game.
Yeah, we've talked about this team pretty extensively in the past as well, so really nothing to add to it here. Celesteela is a cool addition.
Yeah. David Kotesh, again with a Sunroom team, but in this time, instead of Dusclops, we have P2.
Yeah, P2, and then we have Thundurus for another offensive threat as well.
Like we have a go fast mode and a go slow mode, like just additions.
Yeah. Thundurus adds a lot of pressure to this team. Probably, honestly, that could be like Focus Sash, and like you still have Life Orb on like Venusaur.
Mm-hmm.
Weakness policy on the Glastrier, Fire item, Charcoal or whatever on Torkoal. I've seen 100 different items on Torkoal, and I don't really like any of them. To be 100% honest, it just doesn't feel like it does anything.
Yeah, like the question is like, what item does Thundurus have? Because then that just makes everything else.
It just lines up everything else. If it's Life Orb, then you're still policy on Glastrier, but then Venusaur is probably like Koba.
I would expect it to be Koba more than anything else right now.
There's a lot of Airstream running around.
You want to be able to take your Airstream.
Notably, so far, we really haven't seen a lot of flying coverage. Like, you have Landorus and you have a couple Kartanas.
Well, both Galarian Moltres.
I forgot the Moltres as we talked about. And, then there's also Dragapult. So, yeah, I revoke everything I said.
There's a bunch of flying. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it was just there's not a lot of flying types. And then I'm like, oh no, there's double Moltres.
There's a Landorus, there's a Thundurus.
Okay, I'm wrong, Carl. Are you happy now?
Yes. David Carr here, another Trick Room team, but no Sun to pair with it. Instead, we have Urshifu, Tapu Fini, Incineroar, and Regieleki, which is really cool. Means you can just be like, here's a lot of damage up front, and then, Glastier's just hiding in the back, and now that you're out of resources, I'm going to just take over the game.
Yeah, this team, it really is good at setting up a sweeper for the end game. Whereas if you want to go fast, you have Urshifu up front to apply a lot of pressure, eventually set up a Trick Room or whatever, and have Glastrier come in the late game. Or the reverse of that, of set up Trick Room early, get Glastrier and take over the game, and then have Urshifu on cleanup duty.
Yeah.
Those threats together apply a ton of pressure on both ends of the speed spectrum.
Yep. Last year for Europe is Marcus Sponholes. Incineroar, Water Urshifu, Gigantamax, Thundurus, Rillaboom, Metagross, and P2. So it looks like we've had 3 Dusclops and 2 P2 so far. Is that right?
Yeah.
4 Dusclops and 2 P2?
Miguel doesn't have a Trick Room setter, actually.
Yeah.
Like, actually looking at it, has a lot of things that can function if need be in Trick Room, but no actual Trick Room setter.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really like Trick Room the more I look at this. Like, you have exactly slow Colossal, that's fine.
Like, you can do
Celesteela
Colossa and Celesteela.
Functional.
Celesteela's base is 60.
Yeah. Rillaboom obviously has Grassy Glide, so it can do whatever it needs to, but...
And then Dragapult can stall out the first 2 turns using Phantom Force and then whatnot, but outside of that, it doesn't really care for it.
And then Urshifu just...
Sucker Punch. Oh, this one doesn't get Sucker Punch. You get Aqua Jet.
Which doesn't pair well with Indeedee.
Yeah. Like...
yeah,
I feel like Indeedee is just there to just be like, here's psychic coverage damage rather than anything else.
It feels weird to me that Indeedee is here.
It's also a switch in for Dragapult to avoid a ghost type attack from Spectrier.
True. Which we haven't seen a Spectrier yet, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think there is one. Oh, there is one. There is one.
We'll get to it.
Which we're getting ready to head to Latin America here in a second. That's our first Metagross too.
Interesting. A Mon that's seen a lot of play early in the format, and
I mean, Mon that sees a lot of play just in general. Still, it's not even like it never broke out of top 5, but I don't think it has actually fallen out of top 5 either.
Let me look. Pikalytics, you are great. Top 5 are currently Urshifu, Feeny, Eliki, Kartana, and Sin. Glastrier, Lando, P2, Rillaboom, Torkoal.
Torkoal Venu is getting much popular now.
Rotom Heat, Dusclops, Dragapult, Nihilego, Venusaur, Thunderous, Metagross. 17.
That's not bad still.
I mean, top 20 is still playable. So,
Venusaur is getting a lot of popularity again.
If they ban the top 10 Mons for Series 8, we still have Metagross.
Yeah, that's the cool part, is we get to have Metagross still. Does Dusclops get to finally get the axe here?
No, it gets to stay too. Yeah, P2 is like 4 spots ahead of it, so we get to stay. Unless it's for singles for some reason. Well, no. Zapdos is out.
Yeah, Zapdos will be gone.
And P2. And Hippowdon. Why is Hippowdon in singles, man?
It is very bulky, sets up Sandstream, and there's no doubling into it to take it out. Because every time you deal damage to it, it just clicks slack off and just heals back up.
That's true. Yeah, Hippowdon, Dracovish, Tyranitar are in top 10 of singles.
Awesome. Get him out of here.
We still have like a month and a half before they announce that, though.
So if things could change. Going on to Latin America here, which I'm excited to get to Juan Nar's team. I'm very excited for that one. Federico Tirano has another Colossal team. This one is also very similar to...
This one's very offensive.
Like, it's very similar to what Santiago was playing, because it's just like, here's Dragapult, here's Urshifu, here's Cole, here's Togekiss. But then we dropped Rillaboom for Kartana, and we slapped on last year at the end because it's just like the best Trick Room abuser. So if they want to go slow, you just...
Yeah, like, you can lead Colossal if they set up Trick Room. Here's my horse.
Here's my horse. What do you do? Just swap them out. Big horse, blow you up. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory there. Jean-Paul Lopez with Landorus, Amoonguss, Regieleki, Spectrier, Galarian Moltres, and Incineroar.
Is it just me, or does this just feel like good Pokemon stock team?
That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like
I don't see any apparent like synergies.
Yeah, like this is like good Pokemon.go.
like legitimately, we have double Intimidate. We have cycling on both of them. You have redirection on Amoonguss. Like we talked about Spectre at the top of the show, so like it just blows things up. Moltres blows things up. Eliki can set screens, can also blow things up. Like there's a lot of things that have dual purpose here that can also be support or offensive. Notably, Eliki, Ensign, Orlando can all pretty much be supportive if need be.
Mm-hmm.
Spectre is not the best support mon, but it can do that.
So it can do fast Will-O-Wisp, it can do fast Bulldoze, it can do other things.
Moltres is hyper offensive.
Yeah, Moltres
there's no way around that.
I believe this is probably a nasty plot Moltres specifically because you have the Rage Powder.
Yep. Makes a ton of sense to me. Probably not Policy. It's probably
Life Orb.
It's probably Berry. Berry Moltres
or
is
Leftovers. One of the two.
Did you know? I learned today. If you knock Moltres under 50% and it heals from a berry, it doesn't trigger Berserk.
That's incorrect.
Now, according to Showdown,
is bugged.
It is?
Okay. Showdown's 100% bugged. Because on card it does that.
It doesn't matter. It got to +6, and then I came in and one-shot it.
Yeah, Showdown is bugged about that. It does on card. If you go down, it'll trigger Berserk, and then you'll eat your berry, and then you'll go up.
I actually don't remember how I took it out. I know I Dynamaxed a Metagross in front of it, and I almost closed the game. I almost forfeited and went, oh, we might as well see if we can live this hit. We probably can't.
Probably an Ice Punch.
And then I moved before it. Like, huh.
That's weird.
I think it was at like -2 speed from Coco.
That would be why then.
Yeah, I figured it would outspeed me. Nope.
Not at -2, it won't. Gabriel Agati here. Clefairy, Dragapult, Landorus, Incineroar, Kartana, Rotom, Wash. That's our first Wash in a while I've seen too.
That's our second Rotom?
That's our second Rotom overall and our first Wash. That's the first Wash I've seen on a good team in a very long while. Everything's usually been Rotom Heat.
Is that the...
No,
I was going to say, I was getting ready to ask...
Technically, yes.
I was getting ready to ask if that was the only other Watermon besides Feeny, but there's a couple different Urshifus running around.
There's also the Rain team coming up.
We're not there yet, Carl. I can't talk about it if we're not there.
But people can see it on screen.
Alright, we can talk about the Rain team.
Okay, so Rillaboom, Kingdra, Celesteela, Entei, Politoed, and Raichu.
Rillaboom Entei is really good.
I'm assuming that's a Grassy Seed.
Entei doesn't get enough respect.
Like, it's either Grassy Seed Entei or Grassy Seed Celesteela. It's one of the two.
It's probably Grassy Seed, Entei, Leftovers, Celesteela, and just like super bulk in game.
Yeah. I want to find the code for this so I can play around with it. This seems super fun. I'm very happy that Rain is getting the support that it, like, the showing that it needs to.
Granted, it's 1 out of 16, but it's
1 out of 16 is better than 0 out of 16.
More importantly, it's one of the top 16 players in the world currently.
Yeah, like last time, they all got knocked out before we ever got anywhere close to top 16. So being able to have them out, have at least one here is actually like great. Ready to move on to Oceania?
Talk me into it.
So Oceania technically only has 3 players. Caleb, I know this graphic has 4, but this graphic was made before we learned about Yuyatada's disqualification.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yuyatada was disqualified. We don't know why, but we know that they were disqualified from the top 16. So their opponent just gets a free win into top 8.
Awkward.
We don't know why. There's a bunch of assumptions.
I haven't heard about this at all. Actually,
it just got announced on Wednesday because we just got the here's all the final stuff, and this is the people that are playing, and Yuyatada had been disqualified.
I'm interested in hearing what happened.
There's a couple ideas with just like incorrect information, lied about his region, because a lot of Oceania is literally just Australia, New Zealand now. You have to be in one of those 2 countries, otherwise you don't count as Oceania anymore.
So it could be that they're a Japanese player who
filed in under Oceania and got in. We don't know. It could have been as simple as incorrect birthday. You didn't have your birthday in there right. It's Nintendo. You need to make sure your information's correct. Otherwise, the other three players have some more unique teams than we've seen probably for Series 7.
There's a Mimikyu. I'm all about everything.
I'm about to say there's a Mimikyu. There's an Alolan Alolan Marowak down here with a Nihilego doing like weird Trick Room things.
And Nihilego, let's talk about Will Tom's team here for a second. So we have Alola Whack, Glastrier, Dark Urshifu, Porygon, Nihilego, and Thundurus. So this is actually kind of sweet because it's a hard Trick Room team, but our two threats outside of Trick Room are super offensive.
Oh yeah, no, it's here's our slow stuff, and then here's Nihilego, Urshifu, and Thundurus.
But Nihilego also gets Trick Room, so it can function in that core if it needs to.
It can be the setter if it wants to be. You just lead them both, and it's which one's setting it?
The correct answer is both, and you fake out one of them.
Yeah.
You fake out and or taunt one of them.
Yeah. But that team's really cool. I like seeing Alola Whack. Alola Whack gets Perish Song, which is another end game finisher if you need it to be.
And notably being extremely slow is going to be hopefully the last thing to get KO'd from Perish Song.
Notably, Glastrier underspeeds
Alola Whack by
a chunk.
Yeah, it's base 30 compared to base
45? I think it's 45. I think that's right.
40 or 45 sounds correct.
I know min speed is 45.
And here's Sableye Bot.
I know min speed Alola Marowak is 45. I know that one. And I believe Glastier's min speed is 31, 32?
Marowak is 45.
Yeah.
It's base 45. So yeah, it's pretty significant. I believe Glastrier gets to 21? No, that's Dusclops.
That's Dusclops.
Which is base 25? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're probably get to 30.
Something like that. Probably need to learn that speed tier eventually. It's a new Pokemon. I haven't gotten used to it yet. I am not going to pronounce this last name. Caleb's team, Thundurus, Grimmsnarl, Landorus. That's a core I see very often on Ladder. Actually, is those three. It's here's Grimmsnarl, and then here's Thundurus, Landorus.
Yeah. Did you not know that Grimmsnarl is the third genie?
I guess. Heatran, Urshifu, not Gigantamax, notably. So I actually can't tell which one this is.
Dark.
I would assume it'd be Dark because we have a Tapu Fini sitting next to it.
It would make sense.
It'd make the most sense, right?
But also, that's the showdown sprite for Dark. No, do they still have the same sprite?
They have the same showdown.
Well,
they have the same itty bitty sprite.
It's because they have the same sprite in what's it called too? Mm-hmm. On cart.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the word cart. Leave me alone, man.
Yeah, that team's cool. The double genies, Thundurus, Landorus, they do well together because it's you want to attack one, but Landorus just gets to hit you and spam Earthquake while Thundurus just picks up KOs on everything else. Last team here we're going to talk about today is the Mimikyu team. This is Sunroom again with Charizard, Rillaboom, Venusaur, Torkoal, Stakataka, and Mimikyu. This is interesting, to say the least.
I love Mimikyu.
We've got Double Fire, Double Grass, and then Stakataka Mimikyu, which are Trick Room setters.
Yep. This is a weird team, man. Because, the Grass Mons don't like setting Sun. Well, I mean, Venusaur does.
Venusaur likes it, because Chlorophyll, but Rillaboom doesn't care for it too much.
Man, I was kind of talking about this the other night on Jeff's stream of, why does Charizard not see a lot of play anymore? Charizard as a Mon is still fine. It still can do things. It's good. But you don't really pair it with Torkoal anymore because you are doubling up on that fire weakness. So you're doubling up on rock and water weaknesses with it. Yep. Notably, Charizard's 4 times weak to rock. Rock is kind of a common attack type with Rock Slide, Ancient Power. You see a bunch of rock coverage. Beam. Yeah. Whereas Venusaur thrives in sun like Charizard does, while also being faster, while also not doubling up on weaknesses.
Yeah. Technically answering weaknesses. Yeah. Because it hits rock and water both super effectively. So yeah, I like Sun for Stakataka specifically. Because Stakataka's I don't really care about fire attacks too much. Yeah, I'm more worried about getting hit by water and ground, and my Venusaur here is going to help me keep avoiding those ground type attacks.
Yep, and the water attacks and everything else. So
The other fun thing here is Rillaboom actually protects Stack Attacker from Earthquake.
Yeah.
That's the cool one. I think that's a cool synergy I never think about. Is just like
does Stack Attacker get Earthquake?
I don't think so.
I actually don't know either.
I think it's Body Press, Gyro Ball, Rock Slide. I think it gets a ground type move. I just don't remember if it's Earthquake or if it's High Horsepower. Both would make sense, but I believe it gets one or the other. I know it has ground coverage of some sort. It might just be Bulldoze.
Let me look it up. Well, while you talk about this last team.
I'm not going to talk about Yu's team because he was disqualified.
I mean, it's still a top 16 team. I think it's still respectful to talk about it.
Yeah, it's like, it depends on how, like, maybe he cheated his way up there and they, like...
That could be true, but
I'm playing on the side of caution. I'm not going to talk about the team that nobody's going to see.
Earthquake, High Horsepower, Bulldoze, Stomping Tantrum.
Okay.
Yeah, like all the good ground moves.
Some of them. I just didn't know if it got all of them.
Yeah, all the good ground moves.
Yeah.
That are physical. Notably, it actually doesn't get a special ground move.
Well,
not that it matters.
There's not that many to begin with.
True.
Mud Shot, Mud Slap, Earth Power.
Scorching Sands. Hidden Power Ground.
We don't have that anymore.
It's National Dex.
We don't have that anymore. Can you get it on Sword and Shield?
I didn't say on Sword and Shield.
Then we don't get it.
Shut up.
Because it'll delete it once you take it home.
True.
Yeah.
That actually, I think, might be it.
The biggest thing I'm kind of peeved about so far is they didn't, like, fill the slot.
Yeah, that's really... it kind of upsets me that, like, they just gave someone a win compared to, okay, you're the next person who was qualified for this slot.
Yu Yatana's opponent could have just been like, they could have just went into like, okay, your opponent who beat you into top 16 was disqualified. Let's bring you up. Or Yuri VGC was just like, let's put Santiago in that slot.
Yeah,
like he's the guy who won the last one.
Champion.
Slap him in there.
Yeah, how hard would that be?
How hard would that be? Granted, he didn't. I don't know if he played at all in this one or not. I didn't see anything about it, but he might have not played.
I legitimately could not tell you on that one.
Yeah,
but I can't imagine it'd be hard for him to go, okay, I have a team.
Yeah,
especially with the rental team system and everything else, and I guarantee he knows people who are able to say, hey, here's a team, here's a write-up for it, here's everything you need to know about it. You're a qualified, like you're a high prolific player. Here you go.
Yeah.
You can figure this out.
Ready to talk about your team of the week that we just got, like 10 minutes, about an hour ago now?
Well, I mean, they know when we got it.
So we've been wanting to play with Regigigas. We're going to finally get the chance to play with Regigigas.
Notably, this one is super sweet because not only do we have Regigigas Wheezing, but we also have Dragapult Colossal. So
it drives me nuts that this Urshifu is Dark Urshifu and not Water Urshifu. It actually bothers me.
Meh. Dark Urshifu stops Trigger from going up.
Meh. We also have Taunt on Wheezing. Like, I'd like to be able to, like just priority proc my Colossal because things can outspeed my Dragapult now.
True. I understand that, and, like, granted, there's not a lot of, like, scrappy fake out running around. So, like, you don't have to worry about your Dragapult getting faked out compared to, like, Sneasel getting faked out or Urshifu, but there are definitely instances where Urshifu Colossal is the correct lead. I mean, look how many Colossal teams did we see? Yeah, and how many were playing Water Urshifu? Yeah, exactly. Like
both. That's why I'm just like, this is why it's upsetting to me. Is like this Urshifu isn't Water, and it's kind of upsetting.
But this is the team I was given. This is the team I'm going to play. Obviously, Jan knows what he's doing, so I'm going to trust it. And I mean, he made top cut for the PokePod Cup with this team. So Jeff and I have been playing every Tuesday on his channel, and something we ran into a lot this week. We ran into Gigas an absurd amount of times this week compared to normal. So I sent this to Jeff. I'm like, hey, do you want to be the bad guy this week? He's like, not gonna lie, kinda. So we're going to be the bad guy. We're doing this. I'm really excited to see how this plays because Regigigas has ticked up a lot in popularity, and historically, something that I have done when playing TCGs and stuff is if I can't figure out how my role is in a matchup, I would play the other side of the matchup to figure it out.
Yeah.
So figuring out what's good against the Gigas team is a way to figure out what beats it.
Yeah.
Like, knowing how I can adapt my teams to be able to beat this is a net positive for team building in the future. So, Choice Band Rillaboom hits like an absolute truck. Urshifu hits like an absolute truck. Colossal Dragapult, like we've seen this 100 times at this point. It's still good. Fast Will-O-Wisp is good in this format. Weezing also has Will-O-Wisp and Taunt, so like can do things there. This seems like a very solid team.
Yeah. The notable things here is Regigigas. For those that may not know how it works, Regigigas has Slow Start, which halves your attack and speed for the first 5 turns it is on the field. Weezing's ability, Neutralizing Gas, will essentially turn it off, and it will never start up. So Regigigas' Slow Start never begins, so you get max attack, max speed on turn 1, ready to rock and roll. Also, notably, Gigas got Protect in this generation, which it didn't have access to before. It also got access to Rest.
Not gonna lie, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, it didn't have access to Rest and Protect before, and it was really weird because it was like one of the only Pokemon that couldn't learn those moves, and now it has access to both.
Neat.
Regigigas here, Giga Impact is just the best stab move you have. High Horsepower is good coverage. Ice Punch is good coverage.
I've seen a lot of normal type attacks, like a lot of different normal type attacks on Gigas. I don't know why they're not just playing Giga Impact. I've seen Body Slam.
Yeah.
I've seen Crush Grip.
Is that the signature move?
Yeah, it's a signature move. I couldn't actually tell you what it does.
I couldn't remember, but I want to make sure that was right.
I don't understand. This is the you are doing PZ things. Be hyper offensive, hit like an absolute truck.
Yeah.
Run the best stab move you can.
Exactly.
There are going to be times where Weezing is going to go down this turn, and you need to pick up an extra KO. Giga Impact is the correct play.
Yeah, even at half attack, Giga Impact is going to do a ton of damage.
Or not even that, but like picking up the threat, like having the extra base 150 compared to Body Slam 70, like you're doubled the damage output from a Giga Impact versus a Body Slam.
Yep.
If you can pick up the KO on whatever is threatening your Weezing before Weezing goes down, the next turn you just protect Weezing again, and you're back into a position where Regigigas can take another KO.
Yep.
And if they threaten the Gigas that next turn, then you just get to bring in another threat in the back.
Yeah.
So I think it is 1,000% correct to always play Giga Impact on Gigas.
Which I've never seen anything outside of Giga Impact, so I don't know.
Dude, I've seen anything and everything you can think of.
I've only seen Giga Impact.
You're lucky.
Urshifu here is Black Glasses, which we were doing calcs earlier. This doesn't OHKO anything.
This will OHKO Dusclops if they're not max defense.
Yeah, like that's like the one thing.
And I mean that's good enough. The most common set is not max defense. This is good enough for me. I would probably like Life Orb or Choice Band on it instead.
I was thinking Choice Band on it and then Assault Vest on Rillaboom because we don't have Assault Vest on anything.
Yeah. You could also run Assault Vest Gigas, give it that extra bulk, but I don't want to live longer. I want to pick up more KOs.
Yeah, like Gigas Life Orb is the common one. That's what you want to be hitting people with. It's just like Rillaboom likes Assault Vest a lot because a lot of the max air that's going to be eaten are usually special.
Weezing doesn't have like some weird fighting type attack you can hit Gigas with, right? Okay. I'm like, there's no weird way to trigger policy or anything. Okay. So in this instance, obviously you want policy on Colossal, but just like trying to think of different permutations of this team of what you could be doing, and obviously if Weezing doesn't get the coverage, then it's whatever.
Yeah. Rillaboom here with Choice Band, Grassy Glide, High Horsepower, Knockoff, U-Turn. I am not a fan of Knockoff with Choice Band.
No.
That's like my one big turnoff is Knockoff plus Choice Band on this. That's why I suggested Assault Vest.
It's better than Fake Out.
You can Darkest Lariat.
No, it's better than Fake Out.
Well, I know it's better than Fake Out, but you can also Darkest Lariat.
Alright.
If you want a dark coverage, you can just Darkest Lariat.
I would be lying if I said I knew Rillaboom got Darkest Lariat.
Yeah. That's literally like what you can do with that. But if you run Assault Vest, you get Fake Out, and you don't have to run High Horsepower. Colossal Dragapult, like we said, we talked about this a lot. This is notably a very offensive Dragapult compared to more support Dragapults with screens.
Yeah, compared to what you normally see with Colossal. Normally you see the support variant of Dragapult with Surf, Will-O-Wisp, some versions of like Protect Screens or something.
Or Ally Switch or something.
Yeah, just something like that. Here, you're just balls to the wall, full.
Once you hit Surf, you're clicking Dragon Darts or Phantom Force or Will-O-Wisp like every time. And then Colossal here is the standard Colossal set: Heat Wave, Meteor Beam, Solar Beam, Protect. That's standard Colossal sets now.
Run people over.
Yeah, you don't want to be physical Colossal because you have so many physical bonds on your team anyway. There are options where physical Colossal is better than special Colossal, specifically because it gets Earthquake and it gets access to Heat Crash and Rock Slide. But now that we have Meteor Beam, you don't have to worry about that so much. But yeah. Other than wishing Urshifu was Water Urshifu and Rillaboom wasn't Choice Band knockoff, I think I'm fine with this team. Those are like my two big complaints. And they're just more quality of life things.
It's fine. It will be fine for playing, and then this is going to be what I play for laddering this week as well. The other thing that I've been working on is basically an anti-meta team that Jeff and I have been brewing for the last several weeks. We finally have kind of put all the motions.
You got him figured out. He's played enough that he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And so now it's building time. Now it's actually working on trying to figure out what he wants to play. The
things that like he wants to check the box of is either a way to stop Trick Room or a way to stop Horse. Notably, if we can do both, A+.
Stopping Horse grants higher priority in my mind because Horse still functions outside of Trick Room and is still scary.
I told him like the other big threats I'm worried about are like Metagross, and Thundurus. Like both of those are still good. Past that, like Urshifu is also a thing in the format, and because of the amount of uptick in Regigigas I've seen, that's another thing we want to be able to answer. So that is thrown together to create this amalgamation of like 4, 5, 6 different teams that we've played to create this team that I think I've sent to you.
You sent it to me, and then I sent back an update.
Yeah, we changed a couple different things. I haven't played it since we updated it, but I'm sure it's fine.
It's Entei, Koko, Raichu, Urshifu, Dark,
Metagross, and Rillaboom. Yeah. So, pretty, like, these are things that, like, we've played with. The big things here are, like, we have Raichu, which has access to Feint, which can stop Regigigas Wheezing. Need to run some extra calcs, because I think if Kanto Wheezing is the more popular thing, I need to be able to have access to Zen Headbutt on Metagross.
Yeah, you have to have Zen Headbutt.
Oh, you actually did update. I didn't realize you did. Cool.
Yeah, I was like, you do have Zen Headbutt. I updated that.
Because originally when I was playing with it, we were policy. Yeah.
Which, since we're already max HP, max attack, it made more sense to swap to AV so we can actually survive hits, and then be able to pick up the Oko on Wheezing, Galarian Wheezing, Cantonian Wheezing with Zen Headbutt. Yeah.
So this Metagross set can pick up KOs on both, which is awesome. Past that, we have the Entei Koko set, which can stall out Trick Room as needed. We can stall out Dynamax as needed. We have access to both Reflect and Light Screen, and Will-O-Wisp and Snarl. So, like, both of them together stops basically all the major threats in the format.
I was going to say, the one thing I was thinking about, we survived Backspace from Regigigas, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming you mean with Metagross?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one that we have to survive that because we're not outspeeding their Gigas.
Yep. We're slower than Gigas because Gigas is base 100 speed for some reason. So
it's a legendary.
Yeah, we're gonna take a hit from it, but then we're gonna turn around and get rid of the Weezing. And like even leading Coco Entei in that matchup is also just fine.
You get the Will-O-Wisp it.
Yeah, you Will-O-Wisp and set up Reflect, and you take whatever hit Gigas throws at you. And even if Gigas is Lumberry or some weird amalgamation of things that you're not prepared for, Reflect still protects you enough where you can do things.
Yeah.
From there, you just slowly whittle away everything, and eventually they get bored and concede.
Yeah. that's the end goal.
So this is a very defensive team. The last addition we made was Urshifu over Cresselia, because Cresselia was just another support mon that did a lot of things that were already covered on the team. Notably, it has access to Trick Room, so it can reverse Trick Room if we need to, but we're not afraid to play in Trick Room. Because we're so bulky, we can live anything and everything that's coming our way.
Also, Metagross isn't speed invested. I think it's got 1 point in speed.
Yeah, four EVs in speed.
So it's at 91.
Which, I could put that into defense if I really wanted.
Just leave it at 91, just so you... Because that way you outspeed 0 invested Metagrosses outside of Trick Room, because that's when you're going to see... That's when you're going to see it most, is like when they're doing Tailwind stuff, because then they don't care about their speed investment. Yep.
So, past that, we have Speed Swap Raichu. Just when Metagross needs to go turbo fast, we can.
Yeah.
That is a lead we can do, is just Raichu, Metagross. They're going to expect Brutal Swing, and instead we make Metagross go turbo fast.
Yeah, we put Metagross to 178 and just blow him up.
And it's just like, okay, I hope you're ready for this, because
we're going fast.
It's not quite as good as Turbo Horse, but it's damn close.
Yeah, it's damn close. Yeah, like your biggest leads here to beat up Horse and whatnot are just like Coco Entei, and you just Will-O-Wisp it.
Yeah, we don't care about Trick Room going up, but if we really need to, we can just Urshifu punch him.
Yeah, like Urshifu's banded. I believe that's banded Urshifu down there.
Yes.
So like we OHKO Dusclops no matter what, even if it's max.
Yeah. So if they have redirection, we don't lead Urshifu. If they do have redirection, we can go Rillaboom Urshifu, fake out, and then smack them, and then that basically puts us in a winning position on turn 1.
Yep.
This is a team that is very good at taking advantage of things extremely early and snowballing.
Yep.
It's a very slow snowball, but when it gets going, it's non-stop, and you're eventually going to trade off Mons, and you're okay with that. Going down in the Mon count early means that you then get to pick up in the end game and just take away the game. It's a very fun team. I've enjoyed playing it the last couple days, and it just, like I said, when it snowballs hard.
The cool thing is we have most of these Pokemon already.
I think the only thing I need to get bred is the Raichu.
I probably have the Raichu.
I probably do too. That's the worst part.
Like I know I have Raichu laying around somewhere.
It was my first team I built back in Series 1. We had Garachu, Hitmontop, and it was adorable, and I loved it. Team was not very good.
No. Looking back at our first early teams, I was thinking about Collinsville. I was like looking at our team, I was like, God, this team was actually terrible.
Like, actually looking at it, just like, man, Durant was really cute, but it was so, like, anticipating that tournament because it won Dallas.
Yeah, like, we played right into the popular card. And
it's like, well, maybe people will anticipate it in the metagame, and then it won't. Then the metagame will happen, and we actually beat the metagame's metagame.
No.
Nah. It was fine, but ultimately, like, we were prepared for Series 3 with Sunroom.
Oh, yeah, no, we got that going. We had that early. We had that ready to rock and roll before Series 3 even was, like, a thing.
Yeah, day 2, we just played side events, and just like, all right, well, this team's insane.
Here's Sunroom with Rhyperior and everything else. I'm like, this is just busted.
Did Series 3 introduce G-Max Hat, or was that Series 4?
I believe that was Series 4.
Yeah, because I think Series 3 introduced, like,
Series 3 was Venusaur, Incineroar, and then Gigantamax Lapras.
Yes, yeah. There's a couple notable things, but there's a couple other things, but those are the notable ones.
Yeah.
Like, we obviously got Blastoise, and we got
Primarina.
But Primarina really didn't strive, and it didn't perform until Series 5, Series 6.
Yeah.
Like, it was playable, but in hindsight, like, it wasn't nearly as good as it was in the later series.
Yeah. What else do we have to talk about this week? I know we got the Nuzlocke, which...
Well...
died.
We have our Nuzlocke.
Yeah, our Nuzlocke is we were playing with everybody, along with everybody, and then I wiped at Whitney because I got outsped by Miltank.
Why is Miltank so fast?
Oh.
It's a cow. It shouldn't be that fast.
What's its base speed?
Like 110.
Yeah, because it rolls everywhere.
It's absurd.
So I got outsped by Miltank. I was able to paralyze it afterwards, and I almost pulled victory out of the jaws of defeat there with Paraflinch off of Mr. Toad, just headbutting it to death. And then it super potioned, and then I just kept headbutting, and I got like 3 more Paraflinches, and then I got it about into the orange, and then it hit a stomp, and it KO'd me.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Which Nuzlocks are... It's hard mode when you can't use items in battle. It's like super hard mode.
To be fair, the randomized Nuzlocke is going great.
Oh, yeah, no, that one's going great. I've got a Nidoking, a Blastoise. Nidoking has all physical moves. Blastoise has all special moves. And these are just, like, either TMs or learned.
Yeah,
like,
the worst part is, like, you've had so many random hell items that are just like, yeah, sure, okay. Why does your Blastoise have a flamethrower TM?
I don't know. I also had a metronome. Somebody had a metronome. I think it was Skuntank had a metronome, like, early on, so I'm just, like, spamming Barrage every turn.
Yeah, so we got to Slowpoke well.
Yes.
That's about where I'm at now.
That's where we're at right now.
And so now I'm gonna train up the team. I know I have like a Croconaw and a Machoke that I just caught that need leveled up. Technician Machoke. It's gonna slap, man. It's going to slap.
I have Sandstream Nidoking that I need to get up to about level 14. I have Airlock Blastoise.
Which is fine. What's even better is our starter, we took Super Luck Surskit with Weather Ball.
So now I have Rock Weather Ball.
And when that's not good, we airlock so it stops the damage.
So we don't take damage yet. So yeah, so the Nuzlocke, the randomizer is going great. The original Nuzlocke's dead. Don't even worry about that. We're going to be playing that from now on. I think Wednesdays is like 4 or 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time or Central Standard Time now.
I need to check this Wednesday because this Wednesday is my dad's birthday, so we might have plans with him. So it might be pushed back to.
There is no pushing it back, Carter.
Okay, man. It might be Tuesday afternoon then.
I was about to say, like, if there's no pushing it back, it's got to go forward. That's the only option we have because we can't push it back to Friday because I'll be working all day and you have to go to bed.
Or Thursday morning.
I will be in bed.
Wake up.
No.
Quit staying up partying all night.
There is no staying up partying all night. I like sleep.
That's true.
And say I get up at 6 a.m. every day and go let the dog out, and then I let her back in, and then she wants to go out every 30 minutes. That doesn't help.
See, you're already up.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to be up. That's the problem. What else were we going to talk? Oh yeah, Draft League. You're going to get that started up here.
Yeah, we need to get. So this is the official announcement of we are doing Draft League. And we're going to aim for probably the first of the year for like cutoff. Probably going to have cutoff for signups on the 4th. That's that Monday.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So that is 3 weeks from now when cutoffs for entry will be. As of now, I would like to shoot for 32 teams. That's 2 pods of 16. If we go more than that, we can make it work, but
so if we go more than 32, I will do math and I will get people broken up and get evened out and whatnot. The goal here is to play with the restricted ones. Obviously, Groudon, Kyogre, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Mewtwo, all those box legendaries you can't play with right now. The goal is to be able to play with them. So it's going to be pretty much in tiers. Round 1 is going to be your restricted mon draft. You're going to pick one restricted mon, and it's going to be drafted to your team. The next round is going to be Gigantamax mons. You will pick one Gigantamax mon of the available pool, and that will be on your team. And then from there, I believe we've divided it up into tiers. I believe it's Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4.
A, B, C, D. Yeah, I think
Whatever.
It's what
I think there's four tiers.
I think WBE uses A, B, C, D. So that will give you, I believe it's one tier, Tier 1, one Tier 2, 2 Tier 3, 2 Tier 4, and then you have 100 points to divide among 3 Pokemon, I believe.
I don't know about all that. I was going to do like 1 Tier 1, 1 Tier 2, 2 Tier 3s, and then like 3 Tier 4s, and then you have your restricted and your Gigantamax, which is 10.
Oh, do you not want to do the free agent?
No,
okay.
I do not want to have to deal with all that.
Okay.
I like the system we have, where it is you have a limited number of drops and pickups every week. I don't want to have to keep track of people's points, people fibbing on points, changing things around, because that document's open to everybody, because I don't want to have to sit there and have to nitpick everything.
The way the WBE worked is you drafted from each tier, and then you had, I believe, 2 or 3 point picks that you could use, and based on what tier they're worth so many points. And from there, when you add or drop something, it has to be from the same tier. So if you drop an A, you get to pick up an A or lower.
Okay.
If you drop a B, you get a B or lower. If you drop a D, you have to draft a D. But there's no moving up.
Yeah.
You can't drop a D and then pick up an A.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Which that's going to be probably normal anyway. That was going to be part of it.
But we will have an official tier list. So we're cutting off on the 4th. We will post the tier list hopefully before then, so people can actually look at it, so people can have a draft strategy.
The goal is to get it in
as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, but the goal is around Christmas. That way everybody has about a week to 2 weeks to look at it and figure out draft strategies and what to want to do. Hopefully by then we'll have a good idea and rough estimate on how many people are playing. That way we can kind of get people started getting divided into time zones and pods. I'm going to try and lump time zones together. I know we got a bunch of just people off the Reddit just a little while, last week, which was great. But I think a lot of them are US, so I'm going to try to lump US together and lump UK and Asia, the South Asia Pacific, are Zeno and Evan and all of them on that side. I'm going to try to get them together. Hopefully. I'm going to try and make it work, because I know a big problem now is going to be just time zones, trying to get matches scheduled, because there's such a big time gap. So I'm going to try and get US together, and US, Canada, and then do Europe, Australia area, because they're kind of close. They're about 7 or 8 hours apart, whereas me and Swede, us and Swede, are Swede's +2.
He's winning that, isn't he?
No, he's GMT +2. Pretty sure.
Oh.
Oh no, he's either GMT +2 or he's a GMT. So he's 6 hours ahead of us. So when it's midnight here, it's 6 a.m. there.
Neat.
Which means that when we're awake, he's in bed.
Which is awkward.
Which is why I'm trying to lump them on that side. Because then when Sweet's awake, it's going to be nighttime for everybody else on that end, so that everybody will have time to hopefully do their things. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll make do. We will make this work. So,
but we'll hopefully have the forums linked in the bottom. There are a couple of requirements this time. We would like you to be in the Discord.
You have to be.
We need to be able to talk to people. We need to be able to
100% have to be in the Discord if you want to be signed up. Because that's how we set up drafts. That's how we set up matches. That you have to be in the Discord to be able to play.
We have to be able to communicate with you in case something happens and things like that. So it's gotta be a Discord. Other than that, there's no real I will let you know up front, there is usually a pretty big time investment for draft leagues, because you have to build your teams.
Yep.
Or however you get them. I don't really care at this point.
Yeah, you need to be able to build a team. You need to be, you need to be able to test each week if that is something you are worried about, so you know your matchups. That is a time investment that I don't think enough people understand and appreciate and are prepared for. Obviously, we understand that life happens, stuff comes up. We understand that stuff can happen, and you may need to drop. We can work around that.
Yeah.
But up front, you need to be able to be cleared for 4 to 5 weeks, if not longer.
This is going to be at least, if it's 16 per group, it's going to be at least
that's
five
weeks.
rounds.
That's 5 rounds of Swiss plus Top Cut.
Yeah, that's at least 5 weeks for you. So even if you go 0-5, that's still a month and a week of time you're just committing to Pokemon. So I just want to get that out there. If you think you can do that, that's cool. If it's intimidating, that's also fine. You don't have to take part. We're not telling you it's like you have to put this much time into it. We're saying that you'll probably enjoy it more if you put a decent amount of time into actually practicing for your teams and knowing your matchup. What else?
I think that's honestly about it. I think that's everything we needed to cover this week.
I think that's it.
Those are the two big ones. You know, we wanted to touch on our Nuzlocke, and then we wanted to have the announcement for the thing.
Yeah,
for Draft League.
The Draft League is going to be... We've been working on this for a while.
It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm very excited.
This will be our third time doing it, like our third time doing an actual Draft League. Like, the monotype wasn't really a Draft League.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun to do, but I wouldn't consider it like... It's not like a Draft League where we have to keep track of everything and things like that. It was just like, grab a type and play games.
Here's the thing is, all right, everything is on challenge. Whereas now it's just like, all right, here's a spreadsheet. Here's your matchup this week. Here's everything you need to know. Look at the spreadsheet. Learn, love it.
Yeah. This is your friend. Here's all the data you could ever want.
You are going to get very accommodated with this spreadsheet.
Yep. So yeah, we'll get the tiers. I wonder if WBE just has the tiers listed like a...
They don't have an updated tier list. I just looked. They don't have a Crown Tundra updated tier list because...
Well, we could probably figure it out from there.
Well, the big problem is they also have it broke up by like, Cinderace with Blaze is this tier. It's like, why?
No one's gonna play Cinderace with Blaze.
So,
like,
just a couple things that we need to figure out, and we will have it as soon as we can. Yep. So,
which that might be your project to do.
I can't. Yeah. Oh, look at the timer.
You get back here. We still need to get at it. We still need to sign off.
All right, is that officially it? Am I calling it?
Yeah, I think we're done.
All right. So to all of the audio listeners, thank you very much. Make sure you come and follow us on YouTube if you're not already. To everyone on YouTube, which now all the audio listeners are there because I sent them there. If they're going to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. They're going to leave that like button, and I want to hear down in the comments. I want a bunch of hype for the Draft League. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's been a lot of just like general excitement about the next one.
See, it's going to be weird because we don't have a format on Sword and Shield where the restricted mons are legal in doubles.
Just casual battle.
So you have to level everything to 50.
You can.
Can you do the? Okay, cool. I don't know these things, man.
Yeah,
I don't do casual battles.
You can make a rule set for it.
Cool.
And then they can download it. I believe that is how that works.
Cool. If that's the case, then we need to get that done too.
Also, we don't know what Series 8 is going to be, so it's just like
my anticipation is Series 8 is going to be a ban list, and then Series 9 is going to be 2 or 3 months after that, and it's going to be the restricted format.
I know that they're trying their damnedest to get live events going back up for 2021.
So, my anticipation for the next year is we have this format until February, right?
Yep. February 1st, 2nd, whatever it is.
February, March, April is going to be ban list. Banned Series 8 ban. So that would be May, June, July is going to be restricted format. And then August, September, October is going to be restricted ban format. That's the best I got. And then November is when Gen 4 remakes come out.
Could be.
I can't wait for this to actually all be accurate, and people are going to come back to this next year and be like, he has insider information, he knows things. I'm just like, I'm a stupid idiot on the internet. I don't know anything.
I just guess. No, that's probably pretty accurate. I wouldn't expect Series 8 to be the restricted format immediately. It'd be nice for us if it was.
Yeah, because then we can just download the rule set and be like, hey, here's this stuff. I don't anticipate them adding more to Sword and Shield at this point. I'm not anticipating a third DLC. I'm not anticipating them randomly dropping Mega Stones or anything like that.
I don't expect Megas to come into this game at all.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Hopefully I'm somewhat accurate and I don't sound like an idiot a year from now.
Joke's on you. There is no game coming next year. Gen 8 is going to be just the game that we just get forever now.
Yeah, they're just gonna slowly add everything to it at this point.
Yeah, like we're just gonna keep doing DLCs and just keep adding to Sword and Shield because Sword and Shield has all the good mechanics in it already. 6
years from now, we're still gonna be playing on the Switch when the next console's already out.
Yeah. It's the new Game
Sword
Boy.
Sword and Shield is the future.
It's the new Game Boy.
Yep.
Where were we? We got sidetracked.
YouTube.
Yeah. Make sure you follow us on Twitter.
At LR Lessons, myself at Cardinal25, Carl at musical_33. Carl and I are both also on Twitch, which we've talked about the last several weeks. I'm at Mr. Missouri25, Carl's at musical. I'm going to be live Tuesday on Jeff's channel at Jeff Hoagland. Make sure you come and hang out. It's been an absolute ton of fun. Jeff has loved it. We've had the audience has. It's been insane. I love it. I love the growth we've had from it. And I'm glad that other people also enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it's just reaching out to that new set of eyes that wouldn't have seen us beforehand. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube.
If you like Discord. Yeah. Make sure you join Discord.
That link's always down.
Especially if you're interested in the draft league.
That link is always down in the show notes.
I hope it still works.
If we have more than 32 interested, we're gonna make it work.
We'll get multiple pods. That's fine.
Yeah. If we have to go to like 4 pods, we can make it work. We have mods that can.
Yeah, I was like, we have.
They're gonna earn their paycheck this year.
See, Evan, Sweet, and Jiggly are going to are able to just like run events by themselves, especially if they're just like 12-man pods or something weird like that.
Especially because like they've been running events for us.
Yeah.
So like they know what they're doing.
Sweet did part of the PokePod Cup, and he did the cart rumble from Sunday.
Jiggly has run
multiple rumbles.
All the rumbles up to this point.
Evan's participated enough of that he probably knows how to run an event.
And if he doesn't, he could figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, he's pretty smart.
And
that's the one thing we didn't talk about was the rumble.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I completely forgot we had a rumble.
Yeah. That's because you didn't actually play it. I did.
Alright, you made Top Cut.
I made Top Cut. I went 3. I was first.
Yeah.
I had better breakers than Evan, so I got first spot. And then I lost to the person I played round 1. It was a very bulky Tapu Lele. Like, it was the bulkiest Tapu Lele I had ever seen with choice specs. I had it aligned to win, and I ended up making a different risk and lost. Which sucks, but it's what it is. Lim ended up making it all the way from 8th to finals. I still need to get him his Nidoran mail.
Yeah.
I have a couple people that I still need to give prizes to, but nobody's like only one of them's responded, and then Lim and I haven't like found time to link up. Which hopefully I'll have given it to him by the time this video goes live.
Yeah. If not, well, here's your warning.
Like,
come get your stuff.
It's not a warning. it's me reaching out. I was like, hey, I'm ready to give you that Nidoran whenever you're ready.
Yeah, because I mean, you earned it. Like, yep. Come get your prize.
I would like you to claim it, please. I already have my Nido King. I don't need another one. I think that's it.
Yeah. So, have a good week, everyone. We'll be back next week. Peace.